Hey guys, and welcome back to the Real Men of Real Estate. Damon Hart, Foxy Home Buyer, the Foxy Home Buyer, Mr. Foxy, and we're talking really about homelessness and what you can do about it and how you can, play an impact in the pursuit of getting people housed and really eradicating a problem that's been around forever. Now, you might be tuning in and saying, "Oh man," for my skeptics out there, it's like, "Well, what are you gonna do?" And to be 100% transparent, I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to impact this homelessness challenge that we're facing, not only here in California but across the country. But I am willing to take a shot. I am willing to do something about it, and the reason why is because I'm in the business. I am in a business where I see the amazing value and how important having homes, and not even just homes like big fancy mansions or anything like that, or estates. We're talking about just a place to call, your call. It's your own space. Call it your own, and a place to rest your head without having to live on the side of a freeway, or living in someone's alleyway somewhere, or camping out on the beach. I mean, here where I stay in Oceanside, and I love my town here, but it's like, even living there, I'm always concerned with just the amount of people that I see that come and go, that are living on the street, and you wonder. And I'm not even talking about just the families, not even just the adults, even some of them with children that are out in the street and hopefully find resources. But you wonder, in a place where you can go get a $3 burger, right? Or I think McDonald's raised their prices. Maybe they're a little higher now. Maybe it's $4 or $5, right? But you used to be able to go on the dollar menu and get something to eat, right? But in a country where everything is abundant and available, we still have people living in the streets, right? For whatever reason, okay? Some maybe personal preference or whatnot. But I really believe that if there are better solutions, right? If you build a better mousetrap, there should be more opportunity to help, fix the problems that we have. And I think that's one that we got to really look deeply at, right? So, is the solution inside of the government, right? I know many of you are going to ask that. You're going to say, "Hey, Damon, well, I pay my taxes." Okay, I'm not speaking for all of you. I'm just saying a few of you. I pay all my taxes. I suppose that's what I hire them for, them being the government. They should be fixing this problem for us. But I'm going to ask you, Mr. or Mrs. I pay my taxes, how's that working out? Because when I go out and I get into my backyard and I walk through the streets and I see the same people there that were there months ago, okay, and some new ones coming here and there, I'm left with the feeling that progress is not being made. So how can I just be okay with that? Am I okay with having those same people walking around trying to find housing in the areas, sleeping in, under freeways, in cemeteries, bus stops, in front of stores, and also, just being in a place where they need to live and they need space, but at the same time, it's a common area where everybody needs to get around. Does that make sense? I just don't understand how that's going to be sustainable, especially in a time where, for a long time, this country has been experiencing a lot of growth and prosperity. I wonder if that, as time changes and things start to slow down, which they always do. If you live long enough here in the United States, you know that things are not going to be on the up forever. What goes up must come down. And what will we look like as a community? What will our communities look like if we don't do something about this now? And really put some strong thought into making progress and pull it away from our government to make that decision for us, or to make those things happen. Because quite frankly, I'm one of those people. If you had it this long and you haven't figured it out, no offense, maybe we just got to switch it up. Because insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. I'm not crazy, okay? And I think most of us realize that maybe we feel a little overwhelmed about what's available and what the task is, but we dang sure know it's not where we would think it should be, right? So what I would ask is, if you're out there and you're considering being a part of this, conversation and thinking, okay, all right, Damon. So what are you asking me? What can I do? What do you want me to do? I'm going to say, the first place to look is going to be, what are you doing now? That's the first question I would ask. And, the second question I would have for you is, well, if you're doing something great, totally we appreciate it, stoked. But if you're not doing anything right now, it's like, why not? Right? Is it because you feel like, hey, that's not my place? Is it because you're at a point where you're just like, well, look, like I'm not going to support it. I work hard. I go out and I grind it every day. I don't have the time to go take care of anybody else. And their poor decisions in life for me to fix their problems, right? Which is valid. I can understand that point of view too. But what if I shared this story, just to give you some perspective on how real some of this stuff goes for other people? I'll tell you about a woman named Mary. My wife knows a woman named Mary that we've kind of befriended here, living in California. And Mary just recently, out of some desperation because she hasn't seen her dad, her father is in his late 60s, early 70s, and he's been living on the street. Now, dad has had some mental illness, and he's also struggling with some drugs, but he's been living on the street for the last 10 years. So Mary goes out and she makes a request, and this is the only way we know about it. She makes a request to get on to Facebook, and she posts in a group here local to us, and she says, are there any tattoo artists out there that would do a volunteer tattoo? And what does she want on this tattoo? All Mary is asking of these volunteer tattoo artists is if they would do someone that's currently homeless, and if they would tattoo her phone number and name on her dad's body, so that way, if he passes away or if someone finds him dead, they know where to call. And when I heard that for the first time, I thought to myself, like, this is the craziest thing I've ever heard in my life, but it sunk in, and it made sense. Like, how else would she get in touch with this person if he were to pass? But also what was even more surprising is that they were tattoo artists out of the kindness of their own hearts that did respond and said, yeah, we do that kind of stuff all the time. So let's have that sink in for a second, right? That this is a request that's happened more than once to several other tattoo artists from different people, different families that feel the same way that Mary did. So you can't tell me, knowing what I know out of that story and my experiences, and you in your heart of hearts can't tell me that there aren't people that care about this issue. What I think the challenge is that there's not enough people out there that have a way to impact this in a meaningful way. They don't have a way that they feel that they can make a dent. Well, I'm going to tell you, that's all going to change. How? Because there's tons of light workers, people that are out there that want to do better. But you got to understand, this is something that's going to take some effort, and I don't believe it's going to be an effort that's going to come from the top. It's not going to come from the top brass of government and leadership. You know how I know that? Because it's really difficult to get stuff done, even going through the DMV. Okay? It's not a knock. I'm a fan of the United States. And the great thing about being a fan is that fans sometimes are crazy. Yes, they can seem fanatical, right? But I'm also very proud of my team. Team America, that's the team I'm on. And being a fan, I'm allowed to say the things that I don't like about the team, that I want to fix. And I can tell you what the coaches are doing, not really not really going very well for the team. I think we're losing and we could do better, especially in the realm of homelessness. So what do we got to do as the fans? It's simple. We just got to go to the streets and start making stuff happen for the team. We got to rally the other fans and start making something happen. Okay? Because that's the only way that the coaches and the other people are going to pay attention to see what's really working and possible. And we don't have to do it by ourselves. Because if I'm just doing it, not going to happen. It's got to be with you. I'm just the guy bringing the message to you today. So I hope desperately that you guys can hear me, feel me, and know that there's something that we got to do here together for us. Not for anybody else, not to look good. This is for us. So that we don't have to have that conversation and we don't have to be okay with someone getting tattooed their names just in case they die on their body. All right? So with that being said, I got one more segment here with you here in a few. I'm going to let you go take a quick break, and then we're going to come back and close out, and I'm going to ask you I'm going to ask for you to help me out in this endeavor.